Hi, good morning, Jules here. So today we're going to do some corner pockets, well, corner pocket envelopes. I have done these before, and when I did them before, they fit in the corner of your journal, and they were like that, and you filled this, and then you pulled that down, and it came down. But this time I've altered them a little bit, so I've folded that flap down, stuck it down at the sides, and then you've got like a stacked pocket there just for your little ephemera, and then you've got like a little pocket there to put any journal notes in or whatever. And also what I find when I'm doing a junk journal is I seem to fill the bottom up with pockets and the sides, and the top is very sort of like soft. So I thought, you know, if you alternate it, it might even out the journal a little bit, and you can make them as big as you want. It just depends. You just make a square, you know, you can make a square like that. You can use your this is an A4 sheet, so you could make a square, and all you do is you cut that off. We'll just, in fact, what I'll do is I'll cut it off, and then I'll be able to show you. And I've not, make sure you get your corner to corner, otherwise you'll get a wonky bit. So there. And then what you do is, I always find the middle by putting it corner to corner again, and I just nip it in the middle so that I can see my middle there. And what I do is, instead of taking that to the middle, I take it over about 1/2 inch, fold it, turn it round, take it over about 1/2 inch, make sure it's lined up with the middle. If you want to be precise, you can put a crease right along. And then what I do is I fold it up like that. If you find these aren't deep enough, you can take them over a bit further. You can take them over 1 inch, but I like about 1/2 inch. Then what I do is I just fold this down, just so it covers. And we've got about the same there. And then I stick those bits down, so there you've got your envelope for putting your wee bits in, and you've got another pocket there for putting these in. And yeah, you could stack these up together. So I'm not going I'm not going to use that one because it is a bit of ephemera, and this is where I've been stacking bits of paper. So what I did was I taken brown packaging actually, and I'd already folded this. There we are, and that's what it looks like. But what I've been doing is I've been stenciling, and I think the brown packaging looks quite nice when it's stenciled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stencil it, but I've got a big stencil here. I don't know how it'll look. It's one that I bought while I was here, and it's an Art Deco stencil, and it's all cogs and clocks. There's a Y-100-ST 132, and it is Art Deco, you know, if you want to buy it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and get as many of the smaller ones on to make it look more interesting. And I think I'll do it in the abandoned coral. I've already done ground espresso and fossilized amber, but I've not tried the abandoned coral, so I'm going to try that because I think it'll look quite interesting. And I'm just using an ink dauber. I mean, you can cover them with, you can collage them, you can use collage boards as long as it's not too thick. You can use digitals, you can use plain paper, you can stamp on them, anything you want. You can gesso. Alright, okay, it's moving. Not very good. So I need to keep hold of the paper underneath. Usually when I've used this, it's always been on a larger piece of paper, I never thought. But you can buy like a tacky glue to use on stencils to stick them down. I use it for sticking my, re-sticking my mat for my scan and cut, because it's good for that as well. And we'll just make sure we've got all the numbers. That looks quite interesting actually. So we'll put that over, because I'll need to rinse that, and we'll fold it back up so it's that way, that way, that way and that way, and there we have it. Now what I'm going to do is I think I'll use ground espresso to do the edges. And as I say, you can do anything with these. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You can see where I've been playing. We'll put that back up there. And there's really no gluing unless, right, what I am going to do is I'm going to do this bit that's, so I'm going to pick this, no I won't, I think I'm going to pick this clock here, and I'm going to do it in the ground espresso, and this is inside the, you know, you don't see this unless you open the flap of the envelope, but I think it just finishes it off a little bit. And it's just faint, it's not major. There. And we'll just do around the edges. That's my stencil on the floor. And then all I do is I just glue these two sides. And you can use your Tracy labels on these, or sticky labels, or whatever you've got. I've got some paper flowers and leaves that I'm going to use, I think. I was making flowers out of circles. I managed to get a circle punch. So, and I've pulled one of the petals off it, but never mind, it'll still stick on. And I stamped over it. I like using the book pages for die cuts, but how I got the flower was I just folded the circle into 8ths and then just cut round the petals. I am on the right way. And then we'll put that back in there. And then we've got some leaves. And we'll just lift one of these up, stick it there. Where's the other leaves? I did have 2 big ones, but I seem to have lost. Ah, there it is. It's stuck in my little pocket. So these are quite easy. The only measurement is to get a square, and I've just shown you how to do a square, so you don't have to mess about with tape measures and rulers. It's quite easy. I'm going to put some more. These are smaller leaves. That one there. Oh, that one's got some pink on it. That's fine. And we'll just lift this little leaf up here. Oh. Stick that under. I'm going to have to stick that down again. I'm mumbling again, sorry. And if you really wanted to, you could even take your a little thin fine liner and do some and just do some thin veins on the leaves. And then we'll find some Tracy labels. I do have some somewhere. Not sure how many I've got left. I think I should have a sheet somewhere, because I did bring a couple of sheets with me. Not sure about. We've got some nice ones here. I might put a couple on actually. Scissors. I keep losing my scissors. That's because I put them away this time. Right, so we'll put this one on first. Sometimes I ink around these, sometimes I don't, but they are usually edged, so I think that's that way. Might be upside down, and I'm going to put that one on the edge and turn it round like that. And I'm going to have this little number one, the red one. This is why I don't cut them out, because I printed them out quite small. I did 2 to a page, so you don't normally come this tiny, but most printers allow you to either make your page smaller, or print it smaller on the page, or 2 to a page. So and I love these. I love them when they're little tiny things, and I've got bits of paper stuck on my we're going to put that one up there. I'm going to put it on the flap. And that's 5988 specimen. So we've got, we'll put a tag in there. And these are just, I've used some brown paper, backed it onto book pages and just what was left, and made some little tags and things with them. I've got some tickets here. Made some tickets the other day. I don't know, I just need something else. Let me have a look and see what I've got. I've got some big labels. I think we can put that one in there. Put that one at the back. That one at the front. I like the butterflies sticking out, so I'm not gonna have that one in. I'm just gonna have them two in. Right, I like it like that. I'm just want to ink around the edges, put them labels away. I want that one. Yeah, I'm going to put that on. And this is just a die cut from the Tim Holtz penny, I call it a penny pocket, I'm not sure what he calls it. Probably calls it something totally different. Now, what else have I got? Alright, so I'll put this on. Now, because that's got the corners cut off, I'm just going to cut the corners. And this is just aged book paper. I was just trimming pages up to use for something, and because it was a nice colour, I kept it. So I keep using them. There we are. And there I do some numbers. So we'll have we'll have number 192.0 dot 683.9. That's an IP address. Well, it looks like an IP address. So there you are. So I'm quite pleased with that, and I'll get the journal out so you can see what it looks like on a page. Normally I have about 2 or 3 journals done when I'm here in Cyprus, but I've only done the 2. I've concentrated on, oops, upside down, concentrated on the back to basics and the difference between journals. So there, you've got that there, so you can keep stuff in it there. Try it on a different page, find an empty page. That's a pocket, but you could still, you could pin it in. This paper's not heavy enough, but this paper, no, it's not big enough. There. I don't think these pages are big enough, but what we'll do is we'll try it on the there you are, and that's how it looks like. And you can have your, and again, as I say, because you always have like your pockets, you have your things here, so the top of the journal's always sort of like not as thick. So it's a way of sort of like putting some of your ephemera, you know, easing it out a little bit. So there, you could have it on there, you could have it on there. You could even put a little, because that's got flies on, well, bees. You could put a little bee on there. Try it with the pockets. But yeah, you don't even have to have it in the corner. You can actually put it there and, you know, just have like a top loading pocket or even a bottom loading. I suppose you could even put it that way, not put any, well, tuck things in there, and you've got like a secret tuck. Let's see, yellowish one. There, we've got a nice, that's got nice yellow colours and things on, and you can decorate it with whatever you want. So I hope you get something out of these. They are easy to do. As I say, no folding, no measuring, and you can, you know, it's just a nice little bit of ephemera to put in your journal, to put little secret. I mean, you can use that as your journal. You could put little journal books, and I've got some little books here that I've been making, and I will do a video to show you these. They're easy. It's just one A4 sheet of paper folded and then covered up. But you could have your, I don't know whether these are, maybe it's a bit, oh no, it does. And you could put your little journal books in there, and if you wanted, you could put a bit of Velcro on there. You could have like a little, you know, a little sort of like fancy closure where it just fits in, with a Tracy label on. But yeah, so again, stop waffling, Julie. I hope you get enough out of this. I hope you have a go, and again, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.